Okay, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, dear listeners. This is episode 127 of the Devon Dice podcast, recorded on the 19th of May, 2024. In this podcast, it is our UK Games Expo preview show. Spectacular, extraordinary, glitzy podcast.
Insert
Perfect.
here.
Hi, I'm your host of the podcast show, and joining me we have Nick.
Hello, everybody.
We have Lewis.
Hello, everyone.
And we also have Sam, who's going to bring most of the content to this podcast.
Howdy do.
Welcome, guys. It's good to have us all back on the one podcast.
Yeah.
In a while.
I know.
Yes.
Had to get us all under one roof.
Grew back together.
This is the preview show of the UK Games Expo. It's just around the corners, but as we're recording, it's about 2 weeks away. So yeah, and Sam. So I think Sam's the most excited out of all of us for it.
I'm making up for the fact that for 5 years or 6 years I was just working the show, and now I'm finally able to be a punter, and I'm kind of way behind everyone else in terms of hype. So yeah, I'm dead excited.
Yeah. So he, if you can go along Board Game Geek, he's actually got a geek list of all the games, pretty much all the games listed at UK Games Expo. He's excited to see, try, play, and maybe even buy. So.
Yep. Currently at 56 as of about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, my word.
We'll get into that later.
Crazy. Yep.
First off, we'll do a quick bit of news as the Board Game Geek Awards have been announced. Well, the winners of the awards have been announced, and there's not some surprising entry. Oh, you love this part, don't you, Lewis?
Oh.
I always remember we did
now?
that
We've missed you, Lewis.
the Wingspan special. Where
the
pretty much
Wingspan
everything.
special. Oh my god.
But this is a nice,
What is
actually.
it
It's a
then?
nice
Come
mix of
on.
stuff.
So,
on, then.
2-player game winner was Sky Team, which definitely, I think,
Yeah, that's a
Was
decent
it?
choice.
worthy contender. So,
Absolutely.
art
I've not played
presentation.
that. Is it good?
Oh, it's really good. My best 2-player co-op game. That is.
That's a co-op.
It is a co-op. It's 2-player only, and it has to be 2-player,
I like to
and
play
it
games.
really works. So, it also won co-op game of the year,
It did indeed.
Oh.
and
Did it win artwork and music and best director
No.
as well?
No, just those two.
Just those two.
Unfortunately, yeah, just on those two. Castles of Burgundy,
Okay.
the special edition, won artwork presentation, which
Pretty understandable.
yeah,
Yep.
it is
Very nice.
beautiful.
I think
Uh,
Earth probably had better artwork across the board, but
I think
it was a beautiful edition.
I think it fell down because Earth was largely photographic. In the same way as you'd say
Yeah,
Arc Nova has
That's
nice
true.
art,
That's
but it's not art, it's photos. It's somewhat different. I
Yeah.
reckon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, that's where I am. Expansion. You'll never guess which one won that. Lewis?
I mean, that's three fantastic. Like the runners-up were also a great selection there for expansions.
Go on. What was it?
Arc Nova, Marine Worlds.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is a good expansion, yeah.
It is
It's
a
a
very good
fantastic-
expansion. Yeah.
It's a good example of that seamless integration with the existing base game that doesn't drag
Yeah,
it down.
absolutely.
Definitely.
What were the other three nominees?
Well, the two runners-up were Lost Ruins of Arnak Missing Expedition, which I think was the solo one with an extra couple of
characters.
peoples and stuff, wasn't it? And Cascadia Landmarks, which is the first expansion for Cascadia. So pretty good range, I reckon.
Good choices. Yep.
Yeah.
Innovative game goes to Hegemony, Lead Your Class for Victory. Which, I guess, yes.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It used that asymmetrical, everyone plays completely different to other people, kind of, in a way. So yeah, but I mean, it got pretty much Game of the Year last year with a lot of other awards. So I can see why. Sky Team did come runners up, which was a shame. I thought it was pretty good, innovative for its time. And Earth Reborn Rangers, I haven't played.
No, I've not played that, but Shut Up and Sit Down banged on about it very strongly, didn't they? They
did.
Like the greatest
Getting
game
some
ever
really good
come across.
reviews. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Game of the Year was Thunder Road Vendetta. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
got that
with that.
on order. Medium Game of the Year, Earth.
Fair enough. It's fine. I wouldn't have given it an award, but
no.
I think with Castles of Burgundy being a runner-up, I feel that's slightly cheating because it's an existing game.
Yeah, I was about to say.
If it was just the expansion, it would be different. But yeah, that's a bit cheating. White Castle would probably have been a better choice.
Yeah.
But fair enough.
Yeah.
Well done to Earth.
Yep.
Heavy Game again goes to Hegemony, which definitely.
I think it
definitely is a heavy game. Party Game, that's not a hat. I've still not played that, but
I haven't.
it keeps getting mentions.
Well, that's another one that's annoying here. With the runners-up is Dixit Disney Edition, so that's just Dixit with Disney pictures. I mean, that's not a new game, is it? Like, please, that didn't win.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. Print and Play. I thought you said our friend Rory won.
Yeah, he did. Waypoints.
Is that
Waypoints?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Did you get the
Rory?
wrong one?
Yeah.
I was
Rory. Yeah, Rory
Was it
himself
Battle
isn't a print and
Dice?
play.
I was thinking of Battle Dice when you said, he
No,
won.
that was So he did do that. Was so I think the Battle Dice or whatever he called it, I can't remember. It's now it was like the D-Day style one. That's also theirs. But Waypoints is the one that won, and that was the one that came out before. It's like a kind of parks navigation print and play game. And they're co-designed between Rory and Matthew Dunstan, so they're doing really good work with print and play.
I like Matthew Dunstan's work.
Agree. I do.
I've got a lead on a print company that will do small runs of like the kind of print and play tear sheet pads.
Nice.
My intention is to kind of I think you're going to get like minimum of 5 pads, which is like all the other ones I found are like minimum of like 20 or 30 or something. So it'll be like something like it's only like 18-20 quid or something to get like 5 print and play pads. Obviously, it would be the same map. So there's like 3 Waypoints maps and stuff. So could get expensive, but the idea being that I'll see if I can find enough people that are interested in maybe paying cost price for the print. So I can get like proper print and play sheets done for it. Would be quite nice.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Waypoints. I haven't played it yet. I have got it, and I've got the other 2 games that they've made as well. The print and play runs that I think they're only like 4 or 5 quid each or something.
Yeah.
On the Postmark Games website. But they're really high quality production artwork again for
proper UI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I
well done.
Other two games I printed out at college before I left, just to get the print for free.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, well done, Rory, if you're listening.
Yeah, good stuff.
I think just with Matthew Dunstan as well. I think when you read his rule books, like his game design is so tight. I really love his game design. I think, but every time we play the game, it's really good, but like it's almost like I almost feel he's on the cusp of greatness. Like there's something about the way he designs games. I'm waiting for him to make, I think, one of the best games ever made, because the way he puts rules together is so beautiful, so elegant, and I'm waiting for it all just to click with one game and it to be absolutely amazing, because I think he's got really intelligent game design. But I say all his games are good, but he's not had anything truly amazing yet. And I think he could one day come up with something amazing.
Yeah.
Solo game goes to Legacy of You. Why?
Yeah.
Something
You.
like that.
Legacy of You.
Yeah. Which I've heard is a really good solo game. I've got a friend who's got it, and he's because he hotel jumps a lot with his work. He takes that along and plays it. So he says he's really enjoying it.
Well, I'm pleased that one won because look, the 2 runners up are not solo games.
They're soloable games, but they're not true designed for solo. Yeah,
that's like any game.
Actually, no, Earthborn Rangers is it's not designed just for solo, but it is very similar solo than it is.
Yeah, but I'm amazed that a 2-player game wasn't run by Earth. Then, do you know what I mean? Like, gotta.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about Earth.
Wait, it can be played by 2 players. 2-player goal.
Thematic game, Hegemony again, lead your class of victory.
That's the third win for it, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that. I mean, Sky Team is very thematic, because if you you crashed a plane and it hurts. So no, it's I can say it's got a big popularity. And some people really get into it, really take the roles on as what they're doing. So I can see that why it won. War Game goes to Undaunted Battle Britain. I think this is another winner. I think he's like 3 in a row at this point. David Thompson.
So because quite a while ago, Joel, you and I played Undaunted, didn't we? We played Normandy, and we weren't big fans, were we?
I don't know. How did we play it? We were playing it online.
You hated it. I'm trying to be diplomatic, Joel. You absolutely despised it. And
I don't think I hated it.
You got furious with it. I sat there with my machine guns, gunned you down. You were like, this is pointless. This is crap. Why are we even playing this game? This is beyond stupid. I'm pretty sure you almost rage quit. I think you did actually rage quit before the game was officially over because there's no point in carrying on.
Only because it probably was like, yeah, you've got me. I was just like, there's no point me carrying on because there's.
I was going to follow that up with. I recently bought a copy of, literally a week ago, and have played through the first 2 missions, both sides, with a friend of mine, because our game group at the moment here, we're struggling to get lots of people together, but there's not almost always one or another person available. So I've deliberately been looking for some good 2-player games, and so I thought I'll go for Undaunted again, give it another try. And it's really, really good. Like, really,
Which one
really
is
good.
It?
It's the first. It's Normandy again. It's the first one. I bought the first one. But like really good, like really, really good.
It's meant to be a legacy kind of campaign game.
Yeah, that's the expensive big box one. Yeah, but this I literally picked up because it was 20 quid, and I was like, I need some 2-player games. I remember Joel and I playing it, and we didn't think it was great, and Joel hated it. But I thought I'll just give it another go, and it was really, really good. Like I was playing it, going, this is beyond fun. Like this is really clever. There's so many clever bits to it. It's really good. I think you should give it another go.
I'm going to say I don't remember being that hard on it. I would play it again.
I think you need to go back through the podcast, Joel, because
that's years ago.
History's been favourable to your memories, I think.
It's just my age.
But it was. I was going to say it's brilliant. It's like it's called itself a deck builder, and I guess it technically do have that deck building element to it, but it's just different to how you'd expect compared to how other games do it, and it's really, really good. I really like it. Clever.
And we finally won the best podcast. Yay! No, we didn't. one year
we weren't even nominated.
No. One Stop Co-op Shop won the best podcast of the year. So good on them.
That's fair enough. Yeah, they're good fun guys.
So, and there was a digital app, but it enrages Lewis about talking about video games that are board games when they should just be board games and not video games. So
it just doesn't make any sense. Computer games are just better on a computer. Like if you can do that, just go and play a computer game.
Oh, he's gonna love my list for UK Games Expo then.
Oh my god!
Right, let's get on with it then. So, you go along to the script and you will find links for all the games talked about. Also, there's a link for UK Games Expo new games, so you can check out that list too. Sam is I think he's listed pretty much all of them. So
that's nowhere near his full list. It's like
no, I
that's
know.
like a quarter of it.
Yeah.
Sam had most of the games are on his list. Most games are coming out.
He's got a list of honourable mentions. I don't think any of them cross. I'm just trying to quickly look. Do your honourable list.
Honourable list. Oh my god! Right, pressure. I thought we. Right, okay. So I'm going to try and do it in alphabetical order because it's very. I should have arranged it all a little bit more sensibly. But the first one is one called Courtesans, which is pretty nice looking. It's got a kind of cross of sort of strikes me as a cross between sort of Love Letter and Citadels, or which is a bit like. Another game that I can't remember was called Masquerade, I think it was called. It's got that kind of vibe to it, but it's got that kind of little bit of backstabbery and a little bit of set collection and stuff, and the artwork looks really smart and cool. So that's high up on my list of ones to go and check out.
Didn't work.
Are you messing things up?
Yeah, sorry.
Right, okay. The next one, very quickly, is one called Florilegium, which doesn't really. It has an entry in BGG, doesn't have any artwork or anything. I saw it. It's not even on the list on the UK Games Expo site. This is something that I found on the board game trade and chat group on Facebook. The designer of the game, James Hitchmouth, I don't know. He commented saying, "Oh, I've got my new game there. If you'd like to go and check it out." And he posted a picture of what it looked like there, and I should have dug it out and stuck in the script so you could see. But he's had an actual botanical artist kind of do all the artwork for this game, which is largely based on on plants and stuff. So I think it kind of feels a bit like what's the one that where you sort of like just putting flowers down?
Mussy
flowers.
Tussy.
Tussy Mussy. That's it. It's kind of got a little bit of a vibe of that, where it's quite a simple, quick card game, but it had this really nice artwork because it's been done by an actual botanical artist. So that looks pretty cool. And again, I rarely go to the show and find games from kind of startup, brand new designers or brand new publishers, because generally they look a bit, underbaked, and I prefer a more finished article. Whereas this one does potentially have a bit more of a finished article look to it already, and it might actually be simple enough a game that it doesn't matter if it's not a world beating game. So anyway, I'll go and have a look at that because it kind of fits that natural world kind of vibe. There's one at Alley Cat Games called Happy Home, which is one of those polyomino style placement games, and I don't know really how many of these I could ever really have or justify having, but this one seems like it's going to be quite cheap, maybe around 20 quid, maybe less, and plays up to 5 players, and it's kind of got the Art Society, same sort of thing that appeals from Art Society, which is a kind of fixed layout that you have to fit stuff into, but thematically speaking it works really well. So with Art Society it's a wall that you're trying to complete with artwork and stuff. In this one it's like the floor of a house, top down view of a house with different rooms, and you're getting different pieces of furniture and stuff to fit into your rooms within the house. So from a thematic sense, it seems to make a lot of makes perfect sense for doing the tile placement. So that looks like it might be quite fun. Very briefly, there's Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth, which is the Seven Wonders Duel remake with Lord of the Rings and Vincent Dutrait artwork.
I need it.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to go and look at that, right?
Right now.
Exactly. I mean, that's all you need to hear, isn't it? It's Lord of the Rings theme, Seven Wonders Duel, except there are a couple of little...
the best 2-player game ever made.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not exactly the same game. They've tweaked it to fit the theme and the setting and stuff better. So I'm really intrigued to see what that might be like. But looks really, really nice.
When's it coming out?
I think it's this year. It would be time for Essen, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think maybe Essen,
yeah, Essen or what's the American one? Maybe there.
Gen Con.
Gen Con.
We can play it there, can we?
At Gen Con?
No, the UK Games Expo.
Oh yeah, it'll be playable at Expo. I think it'll be in. So last year, do you remember in Hall 1 they had that big Asmodee demo area where it had they had expeditions there, for instance. And Marvel Dagger and Shatterpoint, I think, might have been in there and things like that. I think it's probably going to be in there, would be my guess. So it'll be one of the Asmodee kind of ones, I think. So anyway, hopefully it'll be there.
Yep,
next up is Moving Wild, which is actually just the Oink Games remake of Zuli. So pretty much exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
There's a handful of different animals and cards. But can't see on the sheet. There's no real good artwork for it. But it's had the Oink treatment basically. I think they've licensed Zuli from the designer, and they're doing their version of it, and that looks really cool. It's a bit of a divisive one. I think a lot of the comments seem to be that people prefer the Zuli version, which is perfectly fair enough. But I personally like the Oink minimalist artwork and stuff. So I'm looking forward to. I'm just going to go and buy it on the way in. I'm just going to go past Oink and pick up a copy straight away. So because I really like Zuli, and I've not got my own copy of the original version. I'm guessing the original version pretty much won't be available anymore anyway. So This is the one to get. Very quickly, the next one. I'm nearly finished, folks. Nearly finished. So
this is just your mentions as well.
I can see the list. He's not.
Well, 60%. Corridor Pac-Man. So I've never played Corridor, which is the kind of like a dots and dashes kind of map blocking kind of game. But this one feels like it hits the right theme perfectly. It's a Pac-Man version of Corridor, where you're kind of building the map and creating the map for the Pac-Man and the ghosts to roam around in. No idea how it will play, but I always fancied having a go at Corridor, because it's one of those kind of abstract games.
Corridor's good.
Yeah, it feels like one of those abstracts that feels like it's quite a fun activity. Hey, it's got Pac-Man on it, so why wouldn't you want to have a look at that? We're to the S's now, so we're on the home stretch. One other one is called Sakana Stack, which is I'm not sure if it's another new. I think it's a new publisher. Yeah, it's another new publisher.
Huffnamore is the publisher.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's a brother-sister or husband-wife collaboration. They got the same surname, so I'm guessing it's one of those two things. Design team and artist. It's got quite a nice, cool, minimalist kind of Japanese aesthetic artwork to it, and it's a kind of a ladder climbing style trick-taking game. And it's just based on a Tsukiji fish market in Japan. So that's all I really needed to know.
Cool.
It said Japan, and I was like, yep, I'll have a look at that. And it's a trick-taking style game, so it's always going to be playable. Very similar to that is one called Shoal. Last year at the Expo, Molinarius Games had a game called Ocean Pods, which was a kind of really stylistic blue and white whale-based game, and I didn't get a chance to go there and have a look at it properly. But it was very striking kind of artwork. And he's back this year with another one called Shoal. And it's a game based around square cards with different fish icons on. And you're trying to create shoals of fish, basically, by layering the cards on top of each other. So if you ever played, I've got it here on the shelves, it's called Honshu. There's another called Hokkaido, which is like a kind of city building tile card game where you're layering the cards on top of each other to kind of create your cities. It's kind of got the same vibe, but this one's kind of around creating, I guess, sets of the different types of fish. So I have the largest fish, shoals, but I don't know. It looks really cool and striking and kind of fun. So I want to go and have a look at that. And last two. It's not on our list anywhere else. I'm very surprised by that. Is Sand by Devon, which is I think it's going to be one of the hot ones from the Expo.
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure it's available to buy as well as demo. It's certainly out already anyway, so you can certainly get it. But it's a pick up and deliver game, which you don't get a lot of these days. And it's got the Devere treatment, so it's in a really well-sized box, not kind of giant thing. It's got really striking kind of artwork to it. Looks like it's got relatively straightforward iconography. So I kind of want to have a look at that. I suspect I won't be the only one, and I probably won't get a chance because it'll be full the whole show, but we'll try. And I think two more. There's just two more. I'm going to start with Worms, the board game, which.
Sorry.
So Worms, Mantic.
Joel's favourite.
Yeah, Mantic. Oh shit, is that on your list? No. So Worms, Mantic. I'm not sure if it's going to be there, but Mantic in a comment on the Kickstarter when I asked the question suggested that they would try and have a pre-production copy of the game available to view. Not sure if it would necessarily be demoable or anything, but it would be nice to be able to see at least some of the stuff that's being made for it. They might have that kind of pre-release or alpha print of it and stuff that we can have a look at. So that's coming in a couple of months anyway, but it would be really nice to get a heads up on what it looks like. And the very last one is one that doesn't even have an entry on BGG. So I've linked to the Asmodee site. 13 Beavers, which just sounds stupid, but it looks like it might be quite fun in that kind of goofy kind of way. Plays up to 6. It's a push your luck sort of style game using the play your cards right kind of mechanic. Where you're sort of like trying to guess, if it's a 3, you say, the next one will be higher, you turn it over, it's higher, it's a 7, okay, now you say, it'll be lower, and it's a 5, yeah, great. So you're kind of doing that to sort of push how far your beaver can go along this river in order to sort of like get to the scoring zone where you catch fish and stuff. It looks stupid, and it might well be one of those kind of games that will end up being a popular one at the show in the same way last year it was Walk the Plank from Hachette, which was a terrible experience. I don't know why adults were playing such a basic, not even good game, but everyone went nuts for it for some reason. But I think this could be the same kind of thing where it's got that very simple, you can play from the age range of like, probably it says 7+, but I think it's more like a 5+ kind of game. Because it's literally just higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower. But it's got that little bit of dexterity to it. It's got this kind of striking visual style to it. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to go and have a look at that. And that is my honourable mentions.
And breathe.
Well done, Sam.
I tried to do it as quick as possible. If you want to see the other 43 that I haven't mentioned, then it's on my geek list, which I'll link on the show notes.
I only have one honourable mention, so it'd be nice and quick. This is from my friends at Ocean City Games, who were Plymouth-based design company before they moved up to Leeds. And this is the next game they're trying to develop, which is Towers of Ra, which I've played prototypes of quite a few times now from them. And it's a very nice little dexterity game where you're stacking cards, overlapping them on top of each other, on top of this kind of slightly rickety tower, and sometimes you're putting meeple on there and trying to stack things on top of that, and you're getting different levels. It's good fun. Always like a nice dexterity game with a little bit of a twist, and this was a good fun one. So go and have a check of that one out.
Oh, it's the same people as Isla, which
yeah, indeed,
looks like a nice game too.
Yep.
I spotted there was some paints in the new games list, and I can't find them now because I just.
Oh yeah, they are. So those are the paints by the ex Games Workshop painter who's now got his own YouTube channel, and he designed his own paints as well. And he does like YouTube.
Too thin coat paint range.
Yes, too thin coats, and he's famous for saying too thin coats at that time because he always tells everyone, and then in his painting tutorials, don't slather on thick. Doesn't matter if it looks thin and rubbish. Just put a thin your paint down, put a thin layer on, let it dry, then put another layer on. Too thin coats. He says for absolutely everything. So that's his joke, and then his paint range became that.
Yeah, so that is my honourable mention. I'm getting into my painting, so I think I'll just check out some painting paraphernalia and check these out and see what they're going on, see how they're doing, kind of thing.
Especially very good paint.
Yeah. There's a very nice paint range on Kickstarter at the minute. I'm looking at, but hey ho.
Well, I've got my I've got my cheap paints, so I'm quite happy with them. I've been working through things.
I've got my cheap paints as well.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I call them anyway. That's the.
Have you got the army painter ones? Yeah.
Yeah.
They brought out metals.
Yes.
Cheap.
Yeah. I haven't bothered to get them yet, but I might get them soon. I've just started painting my Descent: Legend of the Dark.
Nice.
Yeah. What are you painting?
What am I painting? Pretty much my whole collection of Marvel stuff.
Nice.
Zombicide,
cool.
United, just trying to get painted through that.
That's going to take you a while. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. it will take me a while. And I've got like the third season of Marvel United coming as well. So.
Wow. Yep.
You better get painting, Joel.
Yeah. Right. Let's do the rest of this. Top 5. Yep. My number 5 is pretty much. My list is a little bit half-hearted because I kind of just looked through it and said, yeah, that'll do. This one, my number 5 is Horrified Greek Monsters. Now, I've got the first Horrified. Me and the missus enjoy playing it. It's a great little co-op game. And this one looks interesting because now it's using as Greek mythology kind of monsters in it. Why has it come up with? That's not what I clicked on. There it is. So yeah, you're basically going against like Medusa, the Cerberus, Minotaur, things like that. And again, it's the same sort of thing of you got to try and get enough items to defeat the monsters, but all the monsters work in a different way, and beat them and win the game. Sometimes it comes right down to the wire on these games. I think that's why we like it. But I don't know. The first game seems a bit easiest. That's not a word. Easy, I think. So hopefully this kind of ups the difficulty maybe a little bit in this. But yeah, I'll go and check this out because this is the third of the range. I believe there's like a second one which was like B-movie monsters.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, that's my number 5. Horrified Greek Monsters.
Very nice. My number 5 is Shackleton Base: A Journey to the Moon. This is mainly on my list because it's from both from the publisher Sorry We Are French, who I've really liked a lot of their stuff, and the designers Fabio Lupiano and Nestor Mangoni, which also really like their stuff. And this is a game about leading your space agency to expand presence on the moon. Which
I didn't know Shackleton went to the moon.
I don't know. I don't know that much.
It's the name of a crater on the moon.
It's the crater, isn't it? Yeah.
There you go.
It's if you ever watch For All Mankind, which might come up later in the show, it's the name of the crater they base the first lunar base on, and that's what they're aiming for with the upcoming missions that they're running. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah. Artemis, that's the fella. Yeah, they're aiming for. I think Shackleton Crater was one of the targets. Anyway, I'm not sure if it will necessarily be it, but yeah, it's the name of a crater on the moon that potentially holds a lot of water ice. So that's why. But it does look cool. It's very much on my list as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is worker placement. Looks like a bit of engine build maybe. And yeah, I like the theme. I like the idea. Sounds fun.
Yeah. And my number. After talking so much about all those games, I thought I was done. No.
Yeah, you still have stuff to go.
My number 5 is Windmill Valley, which is from Board and Dice. And it's got a kind of vibe of Zolkin.
I was literally trying to say that.
Yeah, it's got these kind of rotating cogs, which not to the same depth level of Zolkin in terms of mechanics and stuff, but the rewards you get for certain things on the wheel are based on this windmill, and I think the wheels change depending on the amount of water that's flowing through. So there's like water wheels, and the players are in control of how much water goes through the wheel, and that defines how far those wheels rotate. So that changes what the wheels provide and that kind of stuff. Just sounds super cool. And it's got a really nice visual style to it. Essentially, you're tulip growers in the Netherlands, basically. And yeah, that's what you kind of really need to know.
There's one kind of theme that really excites me. It's tulip growing in the Netherlands.
What's not to like there?
Exactly. I love a windmill.
Engine building game filled with pretty flowers. I mean, that's
it's
just beautiful.
There is another game with exactly the same theme, but without the mechanics. And I can't remember what it's called now. But it's an older game, and it is dry as dirt.
Been done before. They're always rehash. That's my problem with board games. They're always rehashing themes. You know, if you've played one game where you've grown tulips in Holland, you've played them all. Do you know what I mean? Oh god.
I don't think so. In this case, it's like a really terrible version was made, and now they're doing a good version. So I think it's okay.
Yeah, I know, but they've just overdone the theme. I'm fed up of tulip growing in Holland. Come on, it's like zombies all over again.
Oh dear. I love it.
Oh, it's good to have him back, isn't it?
It is.
Not really. Your mileage may vary. Sorry, Lewis.
So I didn't realise how attached you were to tulip growing. I do apologise.
No, I'm not. Believe me, I am not interested in tulip growing in the Netherlands at all. But the game looks cool, so
it does look very cool. I'll give you that.
My next one is going to be a lot more interesting from unique theme point of view, just to say.
Okay, good. if it's more tulip growing, I'll be disappointed. Daffodil growing in Wales, probably.
My number 4 appears early on someone else's list.
That's indeed.
It's a crossover.
So I'll go on to my number 4. Yes, it's the only crossover actually we've got on the whole list. My number 4, we mentioned this either in the last pod or the previous one. This is Ada's Dream from Alleycat Games, which is going up on Kickstarter just after the Expo. I think it's the 3rd of June. I think it goes live. And this is it's a Eurogame about Ada Lovelace and Charles Babbage building the first computer, where you have a dice rondel for selecting your dice into your machine, giving lectures. You're trying to basically get the prototype parts for building your analytical engine, and you place the dice on and you have to make kind of calculations with the little grid layout you've got to get the best results. It sounds really interesting. I like that theme. It sounds fun. I like Alleycat Game stuff, so I'm going to check that one out.
Yeah, it's also on my geek list, and I like, again, sort of quite a nice unique theme. I like the idea that it's kind of shining light on a true visionary of
Indeed.
early computation. My only fear with these ones, and it's the same with a couple of the Alleycat heavier stuff, is that it looks so complicated. So I think it's probably too much for me, but I'm interested because of the theme. I'm interested in anything sort of sciencey based, so I definitely want to go and have a look at it as well.
Yep.
Plus, it's got right dice in a rondel, so that's always good.
I know. I love it.
My number 4 is a much more unique theme. You'll be glad to know. This one is building wind farms in Uruguay, because Uruguay is entirely dependent on imported fossil fuels. There's a drive to use renewables, so this is actually quite a timely, contextual theme for a game. It's got good heavy weight to it. Probably again too heavy for me, but it looks really cool. It's got artwork by Ian O'Toole. And yeah, I just love the idea of it being a kind of very now-based theme with some really cool components and artwork. And it's got a sort of quite a dense kind of mechanical setup, which appeals.
Yeah.
And you love windmills. So.
Well, yeah, exactly. We've got 2 windmills, 2 games with windmills. Yeah, this one's so mechanisms on BGG are listed as action retrieval, deck, bag, and pool building. Endgame bonuses, hand management. It's got all those kind of things that I generally quite like the look of. So yeah, it appeals to me. Again, it may well be too heavy for me personally, but I'd love to have a crack at it and have a little demo, a couple of rounds or whatever, and just get a feel for what it might be like. And initially, I was thinking, I'm not sure it was going to be there, but I saw 8 games were going to be there, so I thought, well, they'll probably be there with this. And subsequently, it was listed on the UK Games Expo website. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to go via Ape and see if I can get a demo.
Good choice.
Does look good.
My number 3 will nicely rattle Lewis's cage again, because it's a video game into a board game. So
no, that's okay. That's okay. You're allowed to take
that direction's fine.
Direction's fine. It's the other way, is it?
No. You can put a theme. You can take the theme from like it's in that you can like have a really good story in a computer game, and you can transfer that into a film. That's okay. You can take the theme and the story. That's all fine. You can't play a board game online. Like, it's just silly. Just play a better online game together if you want to spend some time together. Don't play a board game. If you want to play a board game, get together and play the board game. That's the point. Part of the fun.
Moving along, Borderlands, Mr. Tong's arena of badassery. I love Borderlands, the video game. And this, from what I can tell, I believe it's a kind of a dungeon crawl. It's a cooperative game where you're fighting monsters and things like that together. Build yourself up. I believe this must be a Kickstarter game, because the designers are John Cadence, and John Kolsky,
I think.
Kolowski. I'm terrible. Right. And the publisher is Monster Fight Club. So yeah, this, I was just looking for it. I mean, it's got campaign, battle card driven, dice rolling, events, grid movement, modular board, scenario missions, campaign game, and it's got it all. So this shouts, and yes, it's going to go to Kickstarter because it's listed there at the bottom. So yeah, I'm gonna go and roll along and check this out and see if I can get some more details on it.
But on the Monster Fight Club website, it's available to add to cart.
Is it? Has it been a Kickstarter?
Whoa.
Yes, it must be. If it says it was crowdfunding, yeah, I can look it up.
It's in the
I vaguely remember seeing Kickstarter a long time ago.
Because then this slipped me by so much.
It's in the same place as 13 Beavers, so we can go together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's
basically the same game.
Funded in 2021. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I remembered it.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm going to go along and
it's
check it out.
Listed, and it's listed on UK Games Expo's new to buy.
Made $2 million.
Maybe it's new to retail.
Maybe.
Or
I'm going to go check it out then and see if it's going to probably come home.
The UK Games Expo list of new things is sometimes questionable. But it's
considering what Claire said on the chat, on the WhatsApp chat earlier on, I'm not going to tell you how much it costs.
I'll go and find out myself.
About 20p, don't worry.
Yeah.
You'll wish that you bought Return to Dark Tower instead, I'll tell you
that. So yeah, about Borderlands, the board game. Gonna check that out.
That sounds cool. My number 3 is Middle Ages, and this is a re-implementation of an older game, Majesty for the Realm, which is by Marc Andre, who people might know as the designer of Splendor. And this is coming from Studio H Games, and this is it's a game where you are playing out, well, in the original Majesty for the Realm, you're playing out cards to realms and then triggering their powers if you have the most strength and things. And this one is it's changing it up a bit, where you've got multiple tiles you can play. So the tiles rather than the cards that you're playing to these areas, and trying to influence various aspects of medieval life. And I like the designer. I like the aesthetic look of this game. Majesty of the Realm had very good reviews when it came out. So yeah, I'm interested to see how different this one is and if it's any good.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Majesty for the Realm myself, but I think it's probably quite generic feeling and just didn't feel like it didn't really grab me. But this one's on my list as well because it's got some really cool looking artwork. It's got that very kind of middle-agey kind of style.
Shout out to the
really smart.
So the artist is Claire Conan.
Yeah. I don't know if she's done anything else. Just having a quick look.
She's done a few things.
Oh yeah. Chakra and
not a lot.
Agakure. Yeah. She's got She's got very different. Every single one she's done there is very different in art style. So that's quite interesting. But I like the fact that for this one they've kind of changed the drafting method, so it's more like King Domino style, which is quite appealing because that's quite a cool mechanic, and it would be nice to try that in a sort of weightier game. Yeah, quite interested in trying that.
Yeah, absolutely.
My number 3 is Nunatak Temple of Ice, which is coming from Cosmos.
Not another Temple of Ice game, for goodness sake.
It's 3D as well.
And it's another 3D Temple of Ice game. Oh, God. God.
They're $2 a penny these days.
Over and over. They are. You can't get enough. Can't get away from them.
You done?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sam.
We've lost Sam.
Move along.
It's all right. He won't be back for another 8 episodes, so you'll be safe, Sam.
It's fine. Yeah. Carry on. I've got nothing else to add.
It is a
No, I want to hear about it. I want to hear about it. It looks really good. Genuinely, I just couldn't resist the joke.
It's derailed. I've lost the mojo for this one now. It's going off my list.
No, I really want to know about it. Tell me.
Oh, Lewis. Oh, you're so brilliant. Right. It looks quite cool, actually. Yeah, it's 3D, kind of pyramid style. You got plastic blocks on there.
I've got a feeling it'll be a bit too fiddly, really. I've got a feeling it'll be a bit too fiddly because it's got. I reckon it'll be. I don't know if you grow. I think you build it as you go. Is the idea. But I don't know if that means it'll be a bit fragile to table knock kind of style stuff, or whether it looks like it locks together quite well because it's got these kind of the blocks that kind of lock the pieces together. Are kind of got these little cross-shaped things to kind of lock everything together, and it's all in a sort of double set board kind of look. But it just has a sort of striking table presence, and Cosmos makes simple enough games that I reckon it'll be maybe just quite a fun kind of experience. So we'll see.
Yeah, looks good.
I know what I put down. It's fine. So this one's not actually on their new games list, which I'm surprised about, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be there because I remember Renegade Studios actually answering someone's Twitter or X message saying, "Are you going to be at UK Games Expo? And is this game going to be there?" And they replied yes, and that was a few months ago. So pretty sure it's going to be there, and that's HeroScape: Age of Annihilation. Thanks to Nick for correcting the spelling. Yeah, I mean, this is the remake of the old classic, or pretty much the plastic-filled box of a skirmish game where you're pitting 2 teams against each other. And it's got that old... I just love it where it uses that mechanic where you put the shields up of the order that the creatures are going to fight in. I'm trying to think what now. Battle Lore is it that uses that? But yeah, so you're planning it, and then it kind of programming in a way. But then you flip down, right? This one's going first, and they can move, they can swing, they can attack, and you're building this 3D environment out of plastic. And it should all connect to all my collection I've got stored in the garage as well. So I'll definitely be swinging by Renegade Studios. Not only that, but they probably, hopefully, might have a sneak peek at the new expansion for Clank.
So just to disappoint you a touch there, Renegade aren't there, but they're publishing it under license from Avalon Hill, who are there. So it's going to be in the Avalon Hill stand.
Oh, well, I just looked at the map and they said it's there. They're there.
Oh yeah, hang on a minute. But HeroScape is listed as being in the Avalon Hill section, so
right?
I think so. Maybe that's why it was. Life and Reterra. Oh no, it's not listed anywhere. Life and Reterra is listed as Avalon Hill. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So Renegade Studios is Hall 1-802.
That's
how much does it retail for that set?
I think the core set was retailed on Meeple's Corner for £90, and then there was 2 expansions that were about £20 to £30.
So Renegade are there, but it's going to be. I've got a feeling it's going to be one of those ones where they've just sent some stuff for someone else to show. It's not Renegade themselves.
Okay.
It's part of the All About Games consulting, which has got a heap of other publishers in there. But that's not to say it won't be there and being shown properly. Maybe they'll have a rep there or something. But we'll see.
Oh yeah, All About Games. Yeah.
Still worth a look-see.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like my son might like that.
Move along to it and see what they got. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like my son would like that.
Definitely. It's like Lego, isn't it? Building the scenery.
Got their own set, yeah.
So,
pretty cool.
Awesome.
My number 2 was Joel's number 4. This was the only crossover on this, and this is Cities from Devere Games. So this is designed by Steve Finn, who people might know from Biblios. It's probably his best-known game, and Phil Walker-Harding from many, many games. So this looks like an interesting game of drafting contract cards that you then arrange in your personal play area to then build up this kind of city map with 3D tiles that stack up. So another 3D game, Lewis. They're all over the place these days. Stack them up.
Can't move from.
How come he's not rigging you for another? How come he's not ragging you for a city building game? Good grief!
Literally every game is city building.
Because Sam, you just said
I sense what's going on here. I sense
you make it satisfying.
Sam, do you want to put a complaint into HR? Bullying and harassment.
I'll just surreptitiously edit Lewis's profile on the website later.
He's got complete control. He's an absolute bastard.
So this looks like a nice game. It's got some nice 3D elements with stacking tiles, drafting, arranging contracts to get the right arrangement of building and tiles to score. So yeah, looks interesting. So I want to find out more.
Yeah, it's on my list as well.
Yeah, that's why I put it on my list. Is I like city building games, and this one, and it's by Devere, and they're getting some good credit at the minute. So it should be.
And it's got Phil Walker-Harding, who's really reliable.
Yeah, definitely. So.
My number 2. I don't know if it will appeal to Lewis or not. It's inspired by a video game called Dredge, which we've talked about in the past. So it's a Cthulhu mythos-y fishing game on Steam and console and stuff. But this one's called Deep Regrets, and this is from a relatively new publisher called Tetix Games, designed and done all the artwork and the game design is done by the same guy, Judson Cowan, and it's coming to Kickstarter, I think, this year. But he's demoing it at the show, so I'm definitely going to go and have a look at that because the artwork looks really, really cool. Highly recommend having a look at that because it's got cool, weird-looking fish and whatnot. But I love Dredge, the video game, and this feels like it's kind of very much in the same wheelhouse. Basically, you're kind of going off to try and find, fish certain things and find mysteries, and you come up with awesome. weird creatures that come out of the deep and stuff. So yeah,
the tagline is brilliant. It's a game about fishing progressively more horrifying things out of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds hilarious. That sounds so good. Decide which to eat, which to sell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if you have a look at some of the artwork, go to BGG and have a look at some of the imagery. Yeah. It does look really good. You can tell the guy's actually a graphic artist. Really, he's graphic designer, graphic artist. It's got a really cool look to it. So I'm hoping that the game will actually back up the artwork look as well. I mean, it's always that kind of awkward bit of it being, it looks nice, but is it really all mouth no trousers, or will it actually be a really good game as well? So I'm eager to find out. So I can't wait to look at that one.
Brilliant. Yeah.
At the minute, my daughter's making dinner, so I can't talk.
Nick, what's your number 1?
Well, we can talk about Joel's number 1. We'll save it for a bit, shall we?
Save it. He'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. So my number 1 is SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, which is coming from Czech Games Editions. I believe this is going to be available as of Essen, but they are obviously previewing it at the Games Expo. And you are leading a scientific institution trying to search for traces of life beyond Earth. So sounds classic CG Eurogame style with a really interesting theme. So I'm looking forward to finding out more about this one.
Definitely on my list as well. I think it's going to be a lot of people's lists. It's going to be one of those games I think that you probably won't get near because you're going to have to be at the stand at the right time or just stand and wait to have your turn.
Yeah.
Because CGE do that a lot, don't they? They do, whether you like it or not. Starship Captains had the same thing a couple of years ago.
I did, yes.
So you just couldn't get near it for love nor money, and essentially focus was always given. I think priority was given to media types to demo it first to help raise the profile ready for the release. So I've got a feeling we'll get to watch it, but I don't think you're going to be very lucky to get to play it, I reckon. But again, sciencey theme. I love a kind of solar sort of based in reality science theme. So yeah, looks cool.
So over to yours, I think, Sam, for your number one.
Yeah, so my number one has also been on various other lists that we've done over the past sort of 3 years. It's been on the horizon and all sorts of stuff and blog posts. It's finally coming out, and this is Redwood from I can't remember what the name of the publisher is now. Sit Down.
Sit Down.
Yeah. So this one is the game that is based around photography, which is one of my passions, and it's wildlife photography, and it's like a big round board, and it's using essentially the line of sight mechanic that you normally find in sort of dudes on a map battling style games, skirmish games, and the idea being you have this kind of template that I think you have different templates depending on the lens you're using and stuff. So if you're using a zoom lens, it focuses further away. If you wide angle, closer up, and you're trying to maneuver your photographer into the right place to be able to capture the right things on the board at any one time. And I'm guessing those things move around depending on what's happening. So I've got no idea if it'll play well, but it's bang on for my theme preferences. And I've never seen a game with a photography theme in particular. So it's really unique. So I can't wait. It's almost at the point of me just going to the stand, buying it, and being done. But I'm gonna probably gonna try and demo it first if I can.
I wanted
if not,
to.
I might just get it.
I wanted to make some more jokes, but I got distracted by how cool it looks.
Woohoo! We found one. Amazing. It does look good. And I've had it on my radar now for probably 2-3 years since I think it was a Kickstarter release originally.
Yeah, I remember it since first time.
Although it looks like the retail version has got flat cardboard animals.
I think they're going to be standy type, so you can probably stand them up if you need to.
Oh yeah,
I think
so you don't get the cool models. You've got 3D. I wonder if they'll release a 3D print models.
Maybe if I do, I shall get Christoph's new business to outfit me.
3D print it. Nice.
Yeah.
Is that Christoph's new business?
I think he's going to be keeping the 3D printing side as a sort of side hustle in his garage. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm back. So,
Hooray!
Doggerland is my number one. I heard about this via the Secret Cabal podcast, as they're like eager, anticipated games coming out, and how they described it just sounds brilliant. So Doggerland is set in the is it the Isle of Wight, but back in Stone Age?
No, it's the zone.
It's the area between Devon, not Devon, Dover and Calais, basically.
That's right. Yeah,
the English
there
Channel.
was land between there before it got flooded. That's right. Now I remember. So you're basically a tribe, and you're scavenging for resources, for survival. But the thing is, resources will run out, and when they run out, then you need to move your tribe to a different part of the region and keep surviving like that over 8 seasons. I think it was what I was reading up. I can't really remember now. But it just sounds great. I've just been looking at the pictures. It looks amazing. It's a big board, lots of square tiles, lots of counters on there. It is in the at the minute weighted at like 3.58 range, so just above medium.
Decent meaty game.
Yeah, it does say 2 hours to playing time. I wonder.
Well, 30 minutes to 2 hours, so
yeah,
that sounds like it's scaling by player count.
Probably. So yeah, it looks awesome, and hopefully, I think it's going to come out this year. I think the German version's out, maybe, but I might be wrong. I'm just looking at like whether when the English is going to be released. So
it's Super Meeple, so as a French company, they're not going to care too much about the English one until Essen, I reckon. So
probably, yeah.
Not till then.
So yeah,
but that's also on my list as well.
Yeah, there to play. So I will pop along.
I think it's It's at the Hachette stand, which is going to be again one of those big places to go and get a good look at some new upcoming titles. Yeah, it was the same last year. It was like they had some of the best stuff there at the show, and I think it'll be the same this year. They've got some of the best up and coming things to go and have a look at there.
But yeah, a lot of tokens, a lot of wood, a lot of cardboard. Yeah,
that's what we like.
Something to melt the brain.
It's a proper game. No plastic in sight.
Then we'll turn it into a video game just to wind up Lewis.
Oh, we've got the app version now. Oh, brilliant. Well, I'll throw my game away then. We'll all just sit on our phones, not talking to each other instead. That'll be more fun.
And that's why Lewis doesn't have a list.
Sorry?
That's why Lewis has no list at the moment for UKGE. He's got all the apps already.
Well, no, I was going to, but I had to give mine to Sam because otherwise we're out of time.
He's the time for Sam's list.
I had a couple of the windmill ones I was going to put on, but Sam already had them, so...
I'm sure I could probably find another one in my list somewhere.
I mean, new board games, games to play are not just the only thing at UK Games Expo. There is a huge range of other activities that you can go along and see. There's lots of live entertainment. Me and Sam have got tickets for Nightmare, the live show, which he banged on about last year.
Yeah, and good. Dark Room.
Oh no,
it's the 10th anniversary Dark Room, which is apparently it's going to keep going until the last person walks out. So it might be in for a long night.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
So that is that. Those two are going. There's other shows on there. I think. What's the one you like? The podcast, the YouTube channel you like, Nick?
No Rolls Barred.
That's it. They've got a show going, which I think I might go along after watching their Monopoly.
It'll be funny, whatever it is. I think. Yeah. They're very funny guys.
They got the board game library, so you can go and just pick up games and play them and see how they are. That's what we did a lot last year. They also got the Bring and Buy, which is a good game. We did. You've got Bring and Buy, which has been massively restricted for people putting games in. So
it might be bearable this year.
I doubt it.
There'll still be a 2-hour queue to get in.
Yes.
Oh no.
If they were even being sold for like a good price, I wouldn't mind. But most of them get sold for like more than they are to buy in a shop. It doesn't make any sense. The whole thing's mad.
Play testing is going on, so you can go along and play test designers' prototypes, up and coming designers, new games maybe. See if there's anything like special coming out.
It's always fun to try some of those. Big kids zone for if you bring your kids along.
Yeah,
lots of stuff for them to do.
You go.
Listen. Yeah. Live podcasts.
Yeah.
Not us, unless you want to come and find us in a hall somewhere when we might have a recording going on.
Normally snuck into a corner of a bar or something.
Yeah. The other podcasts whose turn it is anyway actually got a podcast show going on, which is on Friday about 2:30, which I think I might just go along and heckle them just to be funny.
Yes, you've got to do that.
So, and
I'm not sure they'll find it very funny.
Oh, they will find it funny.
Oh, they will. They will.
I think out of everyone they mention, I think I'm the most mentioned person that's not been on the show yet. So, there's loads going on. It's a massive weekend. It's spread over 3 halls and the Hilton Hotel. If you've not been...
What's interesting this year is that it's the biggest it's been, and yet there are some big missing names this year.
There is.
No Warhammer / Games Workshop, which is huge, really.
Oh, wow.
They've been a massive sponsor for the last couple of years. There's no Haber, who've had financial problems, but they've obviously cut back things a little bit, but Haber are normally there. What's the other one? Oh, Big Potato Games. They've been there every year for the last few, and they're completely gone. They used to have a massive stand. So yeah, there's some interesting missing names. Oh, Queen Games as well. They're not there.
Yes.
So yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, we're in a different climate.
It's got more stuff there.
Is it just cost saving, or are they moving to?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture. From what I heard, so Big Potato are more mainstream now, so they're more like Waterstones and Tesco and stuff. So I suspect the return on investment for a hobby show is less than it would be from.
Although Waterstones are there, aren't they? So
yeah, probably selling a lot of Big Potato stuff though.
Yes.
Games Workshop, I think are they sort of. I think they're just cutting spend in the UK because it feels like they don't need to, and they're trying to push more in USA at the moment. So they're probably just apparently they've done it a couple of times where they've kind of gone. They've not appeared at all at the expo, but then come back the next year and done it big style. So watch this space for next year. Abba went through a lot of. They nearly basically went back. Well, they did go bankrupt, I think, but they've managed to sort of cut costs and stuff. So I think they're back on. They're getting back in the game, but they're obviously
they had to cut down a lot.
Yeah. What's the other one? Queen. I think is just because the supposition is that they haven't got anything big to show this year. It's all just the stuff that they've already shown. So therefore, there's no real marketing value.
I suppose, yeah.
But it's still a shame because it was always one of the popular stands. So.
Yes, with all the Stefan Feld games and everything they had. So
yeah,
that's a shame because at Essen, Queen come and then they have like a big room that you go into. It's got all their big boxes that they're flogging for like a tenner, like their old big boxes, and that was always a great thing. I love that at Essen. I wish they had that more at the UK Games Expo and stuff because I think they could clean up.
Yeah.
I guess the trouble is they've got to get all their inventory over from Germany, which might be a bit expensive.
Isn't it?
Yeah, for big boxes.
Right. Yeah.
And will they clear it? That's the trouble. I mean, it is the third largest. I mean, but then compared to Essen, that like doubles or even triples the footfall. It's probably just worth them doing that fire sale of their back catalogue just to get rid of stuff, but then also boost their new stuff that's coming in.
I don't know. By the Sunday, like loads of the shops were like basically sold out, weren't they? I mean, like last year. I think if you're there selling as opposed to just demoing, you could clearly make a lot of money.
Yeah, but I think also the cost. I mean, it is now very expensive to have a stand, even a small stand. UK Games Expo. I mean, that's pretty much why Christoph stopped doing UK Games Expo because the cost was, he said, just too much.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So where does the money go then? Because obviously there's the renting of the building, whatever. I'm sure that's quite a lot of money. But like you've got however many tens of thousands of people all paying their whatever it was, 90 quid for the weekend. So that's a lot of money. And then if you're charging all the exhibitors huge amounts of money as well, where's the money going?
For a startup, UK Games Expo presumably is a business, even though it's not necessarily a big profit business.
Yeah, it has full-time employees.
Yeah,
and you have to employ all the staff for the building, put money at all that time.
All the volunteers, they get allowance for, they get the ticketing and accommodation allowance and food and drink, whatever. So I think that's a big chunk of it. Furniture and the stand separation stuff and all that sort of thing is all part of it.
And the logistics for setting that all up within a year as well, every year.
Yeah. And I suspect the NEC hiring is
that's going to be really
amazingly expensive. And it was a good example of that was, not sort of an example of it, but again, another one of those sort of threads I was following on the Facebook group. Someone was talking about, we were talking about why certain people weren't there and things, and someone commented saying, "I'm going there, I'm there doing a demo with my construction company in an event this month, and the UK Games Expo cost is like a quarter of what it costs for the other show I'm going to. So it's not even charging. I don't think the UK Games Expo are charging the amount that a lot of other shows would charge for a stand. So I think it's done at. Not a profit-making enterprise necessarily. I think they make enough profit that they can reinvest in the following year, but that's probably about it. They pay salaries and stuff.
It's sort of madness, isn't it? You wouldn't. Yeah. I'm sure it is a lot of work and stuff like that, but you think it's just like it's a bit like a big village fair, isn't it? Just in a big kind of aircraft hangar. The exhibitors come and provide their own stand and all their own stuff. you just wonder. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it's. I wouldn't like to run it, and it's a huge amount of effort and much appreciated. But you just think like it's just amazing how much in this country everything costs so much money, doesn't it? Just to breathe sometimes, like.
Remember the thing about me.
Remember, this is a luxury item, though, isn't it? As well, so it's like I wouldn't assign it the same level as like basic living utilities. But I mean, it's got sanitation, power, everything else. It's all part and parcel of it.
Yep,
isn't it?
all the food stalls are there in the thing, and the hotel, of course, they hire the Hilton Hotel as well.
Yeah, that ain't cheap either. I would have major.
Yeah.
It is expensive, but I've got a feeling it's like. From the outside looking in, you're like, I'd have the same questions. Like, blimey, if certain companies that you think are doing quite well are saying it's too expensive to go, then what's wrong? But actually, it just is expensive, So
How many people went last year?
About 30-odd thousand, I think, was it in uniques?
Yeah, at least I think.
And how much was a day ticket?
40. Well, a weekend ticket was about £49.
I thought it was 90 quid for a weekend.
About 30 odd in total, isn't it, for a day? 37 or 36 a day or something? And it's 78 for a 3 day or something like that.
Oh, is it 78? Yeah.
Okay. We'll call it 30. It seems like, I mean, that's already over 1 million just on ticket sales alone. That's imagining everybody's bought a day ticket.
I can imagine the NEC costing that much to hire.
I could imagine that, actually, in fairness.
NEC plus the Hilton, would not put it past them. Yeah, 31,000 uniques attendance last year, 52,000 turnstile.
Wow.
Yes, I'm trying to have a quick look, but I can't see necessarily. You can see sort of rough guide price on how much it costs the rent at the expo, how to stand at the expo. This is from 2010. It's 3,000 to 4,500 for a 5x5 stand, is what it's quoted at. That was 14 years ago. NEC itself doesn't actually kind of quote what they charge, obviously. No, I suspect it's very much on application, and it'll be based on what kind of show it is, what the average footfall is going to be. And that's the other thing as well. The more popular the show gets, the more expensive it will probably get as a result, because in a way, for them hosting it, hiring the NEC, because they're going to go, well, actually, if you've gone from 35,000 to 50,000, well, that's that many more people, that much more sanitation, that much more water usage, that much more everything
probably
else.
Need an extra hall as well by that point.
Yeah, plus security and stuff. Yeah, because I think security and stuff that's all NEC based, isn't it? I think it's not volunteers.
Yeah, you have to pay for them. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
all adds up.
Yeah,
no doubt. It's just interesting, isn't it? You think so many people, you think so much money, you think it must. How do they still manage to price out big exhibitors?
Yeah.
Like I dread to think, for instance, what Crufts cost, because that's the entire NEC is Crufts, for instance. They take all of the halls for like a week. You think, how much does that cost? So must be like 5 times the amount that UK Games Expo costs. But, interesting stuff. But yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, it's easily my favourite event of the year. And there's even more of us coming up from our normal group this year. I think there's about 12 of us coming up this year. So it's quite cool.
Yeah, brilliant.
So I think this is going to bring the end to the show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we brought some interesting ideas of games people can see at the show and things like that. Sam's list is definitely going to get me looking around and check some stuff out. So yeah, I think for now, as I said, you can check out all the show notes. Check out the show notes for all the links of the games and that we discussed, and find out some more information. And yeah, hopefully maybe see some listeners there at the show. I might try and sneak my banner up of the podcast.
I did wonder if you're going to do that. Look out for the Devon Post banner somewhere in the Hilton somewhere.
I'll just put it in random
Sunday
places.
Morning.
I'm sure Joel will be wearing his t-shirt as well. So
I might have to sneak it onto a booth called Mighty Boards.
Yeah. They might notice. I don't know.
They've always been a fine supporter of the podcast, though.
Yeah, we might have to discuss that. Anyway, no. So yeah, that's just to say it's time to say goodbye, and I thank the guys for joining me on this show.
Thanks.
Goodbye, and thanks for joining me on this show.
Good evening.
Yeah, and if anybody sees me walking around in a Devon Dice t-shirt at the UK Games Expo, feel free to say hi and what a dick I am. I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I was about to say either that we could just punch him in the face. All the same.
I'll reserve it until he poo-poos one of my the game I'm talking about. Then,
as long as it's got windmills in, I'm fine.
I'll do my best.